Blessings, everyone. I am Diane Canfield, and I have an energy update as far as the virus goes and what is happening. Um, I am a psychic clairvoyant, a prophetic visionary, and an energy transformational healer. Many people are asking me if there's going to be a second wave. And as far as the virus, I do not see a second wave coming. But with that being said, we are dealing with the deep state and the dark players. And the dark players have not given up easily, and they're not going to give up easily because they have an agenda that they need to follow. They have been following this agenda for quite some time. And the deep state consists of many players, especially in the United States, but all over the world. So we have many, what you would call authority figures involved with the deep state. This can be celebrities, musicians, as we know, the mainstream media, politicians. It can be almost everyone. Now, the whole plan of the virus, as I had talked about before in one of my videos or my articles, was to stop the election from taking place of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump will be elected. As I said, President Trump will be reelected, and they're not going to be able to stop that, even though they're trying. And their job is to try, and that is what they have to focus on 24 hours a day, is stopping him from being elected, because he is the opposite of the deep state and the dark players. I know that many are still confused about this. Many are in denial about this. Many do not understand how this is taking place. And in order to fully understand it, you will have to go through a deprogramming and deconditioning session within yourself. And you will have to focus on this for a very long time in order to completely deprogram yourself from the false information that you have been fed by the mainstream media. I started this deprogramming journey back in 2000. So this deprogramming took place in 2000 when all of my psychic abilities became visible. So when I started seeing beings from other dimensions and having messages from other dimensions and seeing ships from other dimensions. And yes, aliens are interdimensional. And I have been visited by 5 or 6 different races of aliens also. So with jumping out of this reality, as I did, a person is more able to crack this reality and see what's actually going on here. I know that for many that don't have these experiences, it might not be as easy as it was for me to see through it. But also, being a psychic clairvoyant, I can easily see through things and see beyond things and see what is really going on. So I recommend for everyone who is still running a script to look deep within themselves and ask themselves if they really want to know the truth or not. And it's really time for everyone to wake up, because right now, with the dark players' plan still going on, we need everyone to be awake now. And all those that are helping your family and friends awake, that's a good job that you're doing. Now, in order to awaken family and friends, remember, they've been brainwashed, and they've been brainwashed by the mainstream media for many years. So it's going to take time. You can't just jump into it and start showing them a bunch of information and expect them to believe you. Because what's going to happen is the walls are going to come down and they're not going to believe then anything that you tell them. So it has to be a very slow process. You have to remember that this has been a brainwashing that has been going on. And you have to take it very slow and just put a little bit information out there at a time. And then when they start to show some interest in that information, you can start to give more. But you have to really take your cues from them. And I have talked about this before in one of my videos. How do you deal with a spouse or family member that is not awake? And this is not easy, but this is going to be one of the hardest jobs that you'll ever have to do in your life, is to help someone else wake up. Now, the dark plan, as I said, is to keep President Trump from being reelected. That is the whole dark plan. And so they may throw other things at us before November. Other things may be thrown. I don't see another virus coming, but I see them doing other things. What those other things are, I'm not going to really talk about that, but I don't see the virus coming back again. So we have to now stay on our toes. We have to be aware. We have to understand what has been going on, and we have to wake up as much as we can, and we have to work to wake others up that can be woken up. Some are so deprogrammed, it may take a very long time to get those people to wake up. And it would be nice if in the next, by November, everyone was awake. That should really be the plan. Is by November, everyone is awake and knows what's going on. Because, as I said, the players in this are following what they're told, and they have to follow what they're told. And so this is this is going to continue now for a while. But the more that changes happen within society, as more wake up, more will be less likely to just follow along with the agenda and think that the dark players have your best interests at heart, because of course they don't. They only have their agenda at heart, and that is what they have to follow. So the changes are happening, and good changes are already taking place, and more are starting to wake up and see what's going on, and more are awake now than ever. They're, back in, let's say, 2009, on Facebook, there was barely anyone really awake to what was going on. But now, and even in 2016, when President Trump was elected, there was so many were still asleep. So it is good. Many are still, many are waking up, and many are trying to wake up now. So many at least have the door a little bit open to wake up, whereas in the past, they wouldn't even consider anything that was said to them. So, but we need everyone on board. We need as many possible on board to wake up now, because this is very important and crucial, basically, for all of humanity right now. I can't stress how important it is. So very, very important. So you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on my website, which is dianecanfield.com. And I have an event coming up, which is the Solstice, which is unblocking the crown chakra and transferring the new light codes that have come in for the new earth. So I will put that also in the um, links down below, and everyone can join that. And this transformation that we're going through right now with putting an end to the dark players, this all is tied in with the building of the new earth. It's all tied in together. And our ascension is taking place right now, and the dark players are desperate. So you can put the dots together there. Put the two dots together. Why are the dark players so desperate right now when our ascension is in full swing, and there are more and more people waking up to higher levels of consciousness? And in the higher levels of consciousness is where all psychic information comes from. So when you reach these higher levels of consciousness, you can see the dark players and you can see the dark agenda. And then we all want to live in a paradise. Okay? And we realize we don't have to be living in the society the way that we've been living. This is not our agenda. This is their agenda. This is not ours. This is not the agenda of awakened human beings. This is not the agenda of the light. Okay? So no one has to be living in poverty. No one has to go without. No one has to be sick when the earth provides everything that is needed for every single person on the planet. So we know that this new earth exists, and we are building the new earth. So put the dots together and think about why the dark are so desperate, and our ascension is building, and it has been building, and it's coming, more and more raising their consciousness. So this is not an accident. So as I said, you can find me on my YouTube channel, Facebook, and my website, which is dianecanfield.com. So blessings and love to everyone, and I will see you later.